on the Eagles Sports Network. We welcome you back to Cuddy Arena in Wingate, North Carolina, where Carson-Newman picks up an 80-72 road victory over a Wingate team that was riding an 8-game winning streak, and the Eagles come in and pick up their second consecutive victory in Cuddy Arena. You know it was a good night because Chuck Benson is already here as soon as we get back from the post-game open. Chuck, congratulations. A solid victory, arguably one of your better performances of the season.
It's the best performance of the season. I like the practices going into this thing. We were all pretty down. We were pretty down going home to Christmas break, and I think some guys resolved, especially some of our veteran guys resolved. They were going to go home, and enjoy the break, but get their minds focused on the second semester. And I think our effort on the defensive side of the ball and intensity on the defensive side of the ball, and then our sense of purpose execution-wise offensively, along with Ish Sanders coming back to life, were critical this game. And by the way, that's a really good Wingate team.
Yeah.
That's a good Wingate team. There's a reason they were 5-0 in our league and number one.
You have 11 first-half turnovers that you forced on Wingate, and there was a stretch there where they had 7 in 9 possessions. Yeah. What was it? What were you doing defensively with the pressure to force those turnovers that was really the spark plug to a little 13-0 first-half run that pushed you out to that initial double-digit lead?
Well, Deion Thurman, who's their all-everything big, we decided we wanted to try to trap him in the low block, and we wanted to try to trap the dribble out of the short corner. Those were two things we were trying to do this particular game. We never do that. we never. That's not something we really historically do, but that was sort of our plan. But then, having said that, we were also really concerned about Ryan Day. They're all everything guard who's second in our league in scoring, and we didn't know if we could. We just didn't know how well it would work trying to take two guys out of the mix, and obviously, I don't guess we really did take two of them out of the mix, but we were able to score enough points to balance it out.
In one sense, you did. Day got the points, 19, but you and I have talked a lot about efficiency over the past 3 games, just with Ish Sanders' woes. Day only shoots 33% from the field and around 25% from 3, but we often talk about it's the guys that you don't account for who harm you. Josh Dominguez pops you for 20 points, including 6 of 11 from 3. How did you adjust to that?
Well, we made a slight adjustment in our zone and started trying to guards were trying to push forwards back to cover that ball side corner. But again, we really came in. You can't catch a good friend of mine. Told me one time, he said, you can't catch every raindrop when you're trying to defend. And we actually, as crazy as Shane Williams and I are, we try to catch every raindrop. And that'll about drive you insane. And from being around us this year and last, there is a touch of insanity there. But we were trying to cover it all. And Dominguez just, he steps up. He's a freshman, but he was shooting well in the year. I think he was 36, 37% from 3. And, excuse me, maybe that Chick-fil-A will sort of moisten my throat. But anyway, Dominguez ended up hurting us there. But I still thought, man, that they took 33s, and that's not what they want to do. Half their shots were 3s, and that's just not the way they play ball. So they really, the way we played, really sort of, they started playing the way we want a team to play against us, and it was to our favor.
We talked about Ish breaking out of his slump, 25 points, including a career-high 13 free throws. What did he do to be successful and adjust to a 3-game stretch, probably one of the worst of his career?
God, I'm just so happy for Ish. I'm telling you, man, I love that guy. He and I've been here a long time. We walked in that locker room right there, and he came right to me and just gave me a high five. And me and him, nothing had to be said. I was happy for him. He really he's ready to play. He's ready to play. He was ready to play. But I thought tonight he was more aggressive going to the rim. It got him to the line. He could see the ball go through at the free throw line, and I just think his confidence is up. There's never been a doubt in his mind whether he could play and make shots. That's not it. He was just in a bit of a slump, and tonight was a great night against a really good. This was the number 1 defensive team in the country in terms of field goal percentage. Number 1.
You were the first team this season to shoot better than 45% on the Bulldogs.
So a lot of credit goes to all of our players, but I'm really happy for Ish because I just desperately like him when he has good games.
What we talked about that field goal percentage. Then what did you do to attain that and take shots that weren't dumb or silly? Not that that happens, but
no, it does happen. No, it does happen. We do take we do have a history of taking some shots at times that would be considered otherworldly and outlandish, but some of that's because I give a lot of guys freedom, especially the Ishes and the Antoines and those guys. So I just thought tonight we schemed it up a little bit different, threw a couple of different little looks in their offense to try to help us put more pressure on the rim, more posting at the rim, and I don't know exactly what the number is, but instead of half our shots being three, about a third of our shots were threes. So I think that got more action going at the rim, which was a positive for us.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Congratulations on the victory over the Bulldogs.
Great. Thanks, Adam.